Happy Monday, everybody. Ready to start another week. It's cold here in New York City, but nevertheless, up early, up ready. Didn't get a great night's sleep, but all the more reason to get a nice warm up here in the morning. So what I'm going to do is actually stick to this routine. I put it in the chat so that you guys can follow along. You can save this very simple yoga routine, and you can also look up any moves or write them down if you don't remember them. So sometimes when I've done beginner yoga, I haven't done the best job of really keeping it beginner. Today, that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is bend our knees a little and come right up into a mountain pose. Hands are going straight up, chest is peacocked out, back is arched. Really focus on your breathing. And then on the third breath, we're going to move into number 2. I want to make sure I have everything correctly, which is our simple bent over, which is something we do almost every day anyways. But today what we're going to do is grab our opposite elbows. And with each pose, take 2 deep breaths. Really let our body sink. Let our head get down as far as it can go. Even feeling my legs shake a little as I'm tired here in the morning. And then rather than roll all the way up, you'll see our next stretch or pose is coming halfway up. And we're going to really feel this in our hamstrings, in our quads, in our glutes. As we get into this position, really using our core and keeping our lower back strong. You can also reach the hands up if you want. And then roll all the way up. Good morning, everybody. So half lift is going to lead us down into plank. So again, we touched our toes, come up into our half plank. Our half lift. Let me lower the screen now. Now we're going to come down into a plank. To be clear, an extended plank is simply holding yourself up in that push-up position. Doesn't mean coming down to your elbows. That's an elbow plank. So right now we're just doing a regular extended plank. This is going to be really hard when you're a beginner. Frank can't quite get to this position yet, but we're working on it. Now when you can't quite get here, put a knee down. And it doesn't mean plant your knee and have all your weight fall on it. Put it down and make sure it has the least amount of weight on it, meaning more weight is on your hands, more weight is on your shoulders, your arms, but you're getting that support so that you're not shaky or going to strain yourself. Now, if you can hold it without, even better. If you can't, I recommend changing the knee that you put down as much as possible so that the moments while you're changing, you also have to keep yourself up with your hands and you start building up that plank strength. Now, from the plank, we're going to do what's called knee, chin, chest push-ups. So this is another great way to get started in the yoga game if you're just a beginner. So we drop our knees, we drop our chest so that our chin basically comes down to the ground, and then we push up almost like an up dog. So let's look at that motion again. We're in that almost like a down dog, but really on all fours, slowly lowering our chin, up dog. Really nice stretch here, even if you're more on an expert level, by coming down under control, making sure your chest fully captures the weight. And then that lower back gets a wonderful stretch there at the top. We'll do one more. Really encourage beginners out there to try this routine today. These are much more simple movements, and I'm really focused on trying to get you started. The more people we get started, the more wins it is for Tank's Army. And I'm also wide open to feedback if you guys think this could be more helpful, more anything. Okay. Now what we're going to do is lay our body flat on the ground. And you guys see me do up dog push-ups all the time, but what I should have really started with in these beginner sessions is called Cobra. And the reason I just turned my body is so you can see everything's flat on the ground, and my toes are facing, the palms of my feet are facing upward, the soles of my feet, palms of my feet. Now we're just gonna push up. So really from my my quads down are flat, and I'm really just stretching out that lower back. Head is looking up, and breathing. Come back down, we'll do it one more time. Really stick that head up in the air and feel your lower spine stretching, extenuating. Anybody with lower back issues, soreness, I don't know, let's say you were watching football for the entire season. This will be a great way to help alleviate some of that back stiffness and soreness. All right, coming back up. Already getting toward the end. What's up, Ethan? We're now going to come up into downward facing dog. Let me focus on form here for the beginners, starting on the ground. So the first step is being able to get up to that extended plank, which we talked about, right? If you can't quite do that, use one knee, use both knees. But once you're strong enough, the idea with downward facing dog, and for anyone where it's not obvious, you'll see dogs do this exact movement, both to stretch, and it's also a sign of respect, love, kind of submission to owners or friends. The key is the heels. So if you see my heels, a lot of beginners will have them way up in the air. And then over time, the really good yogis, and I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about the pros, they'll easily do this with the heels down, the butt's up, the back is not doing any work. And then you'll lean forward into Vinyasana, which means our body doesn't quite touch the ground. And then you release the feet into upward facing dog. Now that's going to take practice. For now, if you're a beginner, the best practice is on all fours. Look at my feet here, tucking those toes, and then working on this movement, lifting up to downward facing dog. Come back down, lift up to downward facing dog. Come down. And by going back and forth, you don't need a ton of stamina. You don't need a ton of power. You just need to breathe, and you need to really feel that stretch in those calves and hamstrings. Okay. Coming back down. We're going to go into low lunge. So for low lunge, we can get back on our feet. I always like to try to transition relatively smoothly, so I just walked my feet up. Now for low lunge, I'll go this way. We're going to actually let our knee down for beginners and simply reach up. And you're going to feel a great stretch here in your groin. For the Wonton Don, this would be a great stretch as he's trying to work on his groin, his hip, his lower back. And then if you feel ambitious, you could put your one hand down, opposite hand up, which is similar to our twist stretch. But again, we're actually doing a beginner routine today that I took some time to focus on and put together. Switching sides. Really nice way to get started. This is a routine for everybody. Yoga's got kind of a intimidating connotation, and hopefully little exercises like this will show you there's no reason for it. And then our last one of the flow is simply Warrior One, where we get a strong base. Apologize for my shoddy camera work. Strong base, hands straight up. All right. Now what are we at? 11 minutes. So I told you guys it would be no more than 12, 15 minutes, which I stuck to. But what I'm going to do now is the entire flow a second time with no breaks. So this is what it would look more like as one continuous flow. So we start in our mountain pose. Then forward. Come back up halfway. You hear me really releasing that air slowly. Plank. Number 4. If you need to, again, drop a knee. This is beginner, so that's not an unusual thing. It's very normal. And I'll tell you something, it takes a lot more courage to start doing exercises where you have to use an extra knee, you have to use a wall, you have to go slowly, you have to do no weight, like what Frank's doing. You know, we get plenty of comments, 45 pounds on the bench, all that shit. Block out all the noise, guys. Those are just people projecting because they wish they were doing what you're doing. Focus on doing things the correct way and everything will work out great. From the plank, coming down into our, let me change my angle again, sorry. We're gonna do our knee, chest, chin, pull-ups, push-ups. Great way to get started on this for rookies. So the knees drop, the chest, chin, and up. Let's do 5 on this flow. So all we're doing now is going back through that 12-minute flow, which is probably closer to 10 without all the talking and instruction, a second time, which is great for beginners because you want to get good at some basic motions before you clutter your brain with a whole bunch of different ones that are also similar. You start conflating forms, you start feeling unsure of yourself. Better to really get a core few that you can build off of. Okay. Now we come into our cobra. Let your body go flat. And they're not up dog push-ups. We're not pumping them out. While our chest is burning, what we're focused on is breathing through and elongating our spine, our tailbone. Now, if you can, try to tuck your feet and just push up. into downward facing dog. Want to get the calves as close to the ground as we can. Feet down, downward facing dog. Knees down, downward facing dog. Even if you're an expert lifter, this is a really nice, effective, low impact warm-up routine. Now from here, we're going to step 1 foot through, starting with our left, go into low lunge. Holding it, chest is out, head is up, breathing. I'll give you the other angle with the other foot. Smoke more weed, Jack, smoke more weed. Here we go. And we'll step up into Warrior One. And that is going to be it for yoga today, guys. That is a true beginner yoga session. I'm not going to get cute. I'm not going to overdo it. I will say you could go through that 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and it's going to be really good for you regardless. But if you feel like you got more in you, definitely try to do another set. Try to do another flow. And then if you can't, that means you really maxed yourself out, which is great. But you can also, if you have the ability, hop over to a treadmill, go outside for a walk, even though it's cold. If Frank's doing it in this weather, you can too. And then child's pose. And again, for child's pose, it's going to be hard when you don't have great flexibility in the hips. So in the beginning, your knees might be a little closer together, and it's going to obviously be easier to lean back. But the goal is to have your feet apart, just like when we're doing cat-cows. So when we do cat-cows, what are we trying to do? Lower our butt under our hips. Here, we're trying to completely lower our butt between our hips, really get it as close to the ground as we can. And I like to crawl those fingers forward to really stretch out the back. And the last thing, and we do this on Thursday nights. Thank you, Dave, for the retweet. Wonton Don did an incredible job of this last week. I'm very much looking forward to our session this coming Thursday. He's been a fantastic yoga partner. But we end by closing on our back, hands wide apart, or bring them into your chest. Take 5 deep breaths. 1, block out all the noise, find your inner peace. 2, build an energy around you that every variable that's unforeseen, out of your control, every issue that comes to you, remember your 4 walls around you. You dictate what energy you allow in. 3, which then allows you to dictate which energy you put out. 4, so every day we make a conscious decision. What effect am I going to have on the world and the people around me today? 5, we only have a certain amount of days. It might sound corny, but it's science. So don't be complacent. Don't be apathetic. Be present today. Live today. and be fearless. Let the hands go down, palms up. And that's it. Monday beginner yoga complete. Let me just put it in the chat. Beginner yoga complete. Under 20 minutes. Any feedback from the chat compared to my other Monday morning beginner yogas? I really want to make an effort to make today more useful and pragmatic for actual beginners. So I hope that's what it was. However, surprise, I am going to do a little more. Just going to quickly go pee, and then we're going to hit the treadmill. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm very pleasantly surprised by how good that little beginner yoga session felt. Thank you, Ethan. I really hope anybody that sees the stream, I hope you guys can retweet it or even comment. You can make fun of me all you want because it's fair, but I'm very proud of myself because I actually showed some discipline there in writing down a full routine of purely beginner stretches, some of which I kind of forgot existed, just like low lunge, like things like that. I've gotten to a point where I normally stack it with something else. So with these beginner yogas, we're going to slow it the fuck down, and we're going to actually do the beginner stuff first. All right, so beginner yoga is done. Now we're into our optional territory because this is actually a rest day altogether for Arnold's Pump Club. However, I need to get a little run going. I also had a slip up on my granola bar addiction last night. Did some terrible sleep eating. My stomach's in horrible pain. I'll give it to you guys straight because we're close. I got to clear out the old system. Best way to clear out the old system, go for a painful tummy ache run after some yoga. And that's going to open up the old digestive system. TMI, tough luck. Happy Monday. We're not here to be pretty boys and pretty girls. We're here to be gritty boys and gritty girls.
tell you guys, when I'm exhausted, not sleeping well, stressed out, all the things that, especially early in one's fitness journey, feel like a perfect storm of not even excuses, but justified reasons for not going to the gym. When you invest in the gym, and I mean that emotionally, mentally, when you invest in yourself, when you sign that Kobe Bryant contract with yourself, days when you wake up feeling like this, eventually it's like a switch flips. It becomes crystal clear that the days you'll feel the best leaving the gym, you might not feel the best overall, you might still not be at your best that day, but comparably to how you woke up to after the workout, when you really feel shitty and it's hard to get up, it's hard to have the energy, it's hard to put on the brave face, not to mention to be physically gritty and still do a workout, still do it correctly, still do it with attention to detail. You realize those are the real winning days. Those are the days you're most proud of. Those are the days when you get out of the gym you're most fired up with. gonna just rip me. Come on, boy. Come on, look. Just past the 2 miles. Let's get a nice 5K. It's Cornell time. My goat singer. My goat rock and roll man. Probably after Hendrix, but not in terms of skill, because I'm not a musician. I don't know shit about shit. Just in terms of how the music makes me feel. Which, by the way, is the only actual measuring standard for art. Hence, ranking stuff compared to other people and their opinion doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, under 8-minute pace. Under my head and stare too close to you. I feel we're over 2.5. All that fatigue and shittiness is melting off. I'm a highway. Come on. Woo-wee. All right, less than a lap left to complete a 5K in about 26 minutes. Great compliment to beginner yoga. Nice gentle warm up and really run one out. I'm going to be walking over 3 to 5 miles today with Frank in the freezing ass cold, and we're lifting. We don't even really know if the office is open, but we're just going to go. So that should be interesting. And then prayers are up for my man Mikey Betts. It's got to be tough to be a Bears fan today. All right, good 5K. I'll do a little march. We're not going to get crazy. I just really like activating the glutes a little bit extra after having run, where I feel like, again, I'm not a doctor, but off experience, I feel like my calves, quads, hamstrings are doing more of the literal heavy lifting on each stride than the vertical push aspect of my glute. And one of the ways to protect a muscle like the back is not just by strengthening the back itself, but strengthening the muscles immediately around it. It's complementary muscles. So if you have a really sore, constantly annoying and pain back, Donnie Does World, Guantan Don, perfect example of the perfect approach. He started doing yoga with me, and he's picked up some of the moves that he really likes, and he's doing those like daily. And what he's focused on is stretching out not just his back, but his groins, his hips, his hamstrings, traps, core, everything that the back helps supplement. And then not only does your back improve as it gets stronger, but as you improve the muscles around it, your back gets called into action less and less. And specifically in situations that should not be called into action. For example, if you're trying to pick up something heavy, if you've worked on stretching, worked on flexibility, worked on your hamstrings, your groins, you should be able to squat down to pick something up rather than bend over and feel it in your back. That's why exercise is good. That's why yoga is good. It's not like we're all trying to be on Sports Illustrated calendars. What we all want is health, vitality, and not things that slow us down and kind of ruin what could be a good day. All of a sudden your back hurts all day. Hard to think about anything else, but you're a cranky ass mood. All right. Wash her down. Got a big pimple on my cheek. Kind of looks like someone punched me in the face, so might use that story in the office. Although, again, I don't know if anyone's going to be in the office. Happy MLK Junior Day to everyone. I don't know if happy's the right word, but respect. Respect to the history. Remember when I was a kid, the Knicks would play, they probably do today too, but I'm just so out of the loop, a day game on MLK Junior Day. And I used to love that. I used to really look forward to that. And they teach us all about history, and Bill Russell, and, you know, those early days in the NBA, people remember the Celtics dynasty. They don't remember it was a different world. And give a little shout out to Red Auerbach, who knew Bill Russell was the true leader of that team. So when Red retired as head coach, he made Bill Russell the first ever African-American coach, I believe, in any of the four major sports. And to Bill Russell's incredible credit, imagine the pressure. He inherits a dynasty. He's past his prime. He's like really getting onto his last wheels. The Celtics had won 8 consecutive titles and their streak had been broken. And when they went into the 1968-69 season, everyone kind of figured they were done. And Red wasn't even coaching. Again, it was Bill. So this old Celtics team that had won 10 titles in the last 12 seasons, if you can imagine that, managed to limp their way to the finals, where they had really the first super team waiting for them, which was Bill Russell, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor. Now, for context, you might say, well, weren't the Celtics a super team? They kept winning. Well, that's like chicken or the egg. The sum of their parts was incredible, but the parts were not parts of a luxury vehicle like the Lakers had. Jerry West averaged like 28 points a game, was infamous for being clutch at the end of games, known as Mr. Clutch. And he was so damn good and synonymous with the NBA. The logo is a picture of Jerry West. Elgin Baylor's been criminally forgotten in the NBA history lore, but if you look up his numbers, they speak for themselves. He's a guy that could drop 60 on your head. And then Will Chamberlain's Will Chamberlain. He's so good that people don't believe any of his stats that aren't on film. They literally think of him as a mythical person. That Lakers team had been put together to win a championship. And in 1969, the Celtics forced them to a Game 7. And Bill Russell found out before the game that the Lakers owner had put balloons up in these big nets on the ceiling that you wouldn't have noticed unless someone pointed it out. So Bill knew the Lakers owner thought it was over before it started. Russell went back to the locker room, and as the legend has it, he looked at his teammates, dead serious, and he said, "Man, it's going to be annoying for them taking those balloons out one at a time." Game 7 was a battle.
And you guys might know him, especially Celtic fans, for his hilarious commentating, but Tommy Heinsohn had a big game, I believe. But the most clutch shot was actually another NBA legend, Don Nelson, who took a jumper from about the free throw line that hit the middle of the rim, went way up into the air, and then fell flush through the hoop. I think that gave the Celtics like a 6-point lead with a couple minutes left. And yes, this was 20 years before I was born. So now we're just doing some side planks, closing out beginner yoga with just a couple easy little poses. And we're going to get one set of sit-ups in after doing 1,000 yesterday. And again, anyone just tuning in, I know it says beginner yoga. It was beginner yoga. We only did it for about, I believe the first go around took about 12 minutes. And we did, I think, 2 go arounds in 20. So the first one was a little slower as I explained stuff. All right, let's get into some sit-ups. What do we got in the chat? Oh, that's awesome, PW. I appreciate that. And yes, waking up, having that non-negotiable contract with yourself is huge. It's huge. It sounds corny, but if you think about it, guys, it's just Kobe really understood and said out loud the thing that a lot of us are afraid to say. It's much easier in life to express, even inwardly in a way, but let's say from an energy standpoint, to constantly be in a, I don't even want to say victim mindset, but in a it's me against the world mindset where it gives you an excuse anytime you want to curl up in a ball and cry, which I'm not judging. We all feel that way all the time. That happens. The key thing with Kobe's mentality, with the Mamba mentality, the part of the contract that matters is not what your goals are. It's not what your intention is. The devil in the detail of that contract is that to feel all the good stuff, you have to agree to working through the bad stuff. It's the only viable path to victory. There are no shortcuts. There is no avoiding the hardship. There is no cutting the corner of perseverance. There's no waiting it out. There's no, oh, if it's meant to happen, it will happen. No. Either you make it happen or you don't. And that's what you need to understand is you're making so many conscientious choices with each passing moment. If you're present, you can really execute and do so much more with your life. Even just the simplicity of presence. How much of your day are you thinking about things you should have done or you could have done differently? How much of your day are you thinking about things you should do or you could do? And then how much of your day do you spend just doing? And I'll tell you, if you really look at it, it's shocking how little energy we put into that middle bucket of now, opposed to all the time we spend thinking about what happened and what's going to happen. It's over 100. Lost count in my diatribe. Go right back over to seated twist. All right, it's almost wake up bar stool time, so let's cut it down. I appreciate the support, chat, any retweets, any likes, any subscriptions, any recommendations. Let me know. Hopefully beginner yoga was helpful today. Tomorrow we'll be back with Arnold's Pump Club. I believe it's upper body. Yeah, yesterday we did lower body. So it'll be a heavy upper body day, followed by another day off, followed by lower body split. I'll also be back here today with Francisco Fleming to do his lift after we walk 3 miles in the snow, after we probably find out the office is closed. But guess what, guys? Fleming Enterprises doesn't close. We stay open for you. Love you guys. Oh, Devils suck. Mets are going to suck too. Love you guys. Let me know if that beginner yoga was actually helpful. Look at that big ass pimple on my face. Looks like I got fucking shot. 36 and single.